Hey, what's up, everybody? In this episode, we're going to be doing 3 cold email teardowns in 10 minutes. I'm Jack, the Chief Lead Generation Officer at salesbread.com, where if you're going after hard to reach B2B prospects that are ignoring your emails and won't take your calls, let us help you get a lead a day and set up a quick 15-minute brainstorm session where I'll show you what's working with outbound lead generation today. Go to salesbread.com/contact.
Booyah. And I'm Jeremy
Booyah.
Chatelain, founder of QuickMail.io, one of the best software when it comes to automate your outreach so you can start a lot of conversations at scale. Let's get going.
Let's do it and go heat. What's our first email?
I am starting the 10 minutes right now so people know we're not cheating. The first email, I actually received it. This is an email sent to me. I thought it was interesting and I want to discuss it on the cast. It comes from Paddle. Paddle is a competitor of Stripe, and they basically come. The approach is they notice that I don't offer different currency; it's only USD for subscription on QuickMail, and so they come up with an ingenious, I would say, image screenshots with a different currency, telling me basically you could get so much more money.
Let's read this joker right here. Subject line is Stripe billing stack dash QuickMail. Hey, Jeremy, I noticed most of your web traffic is outside of Switzerland, but you only offer USD at your checkout. You could increase conversions with a price page like this, screenshot of price page with Filipino currency. With local currencies, you could tweak pricing levels to maximize revenue in each market, higher in the UK, lower in Brazil. With Paddle, you can turn on and reprice across currencies in a few clicks for higher conversions globally, dash at your level of revenue. I'd estimate this would add hundreds of thousands of dollars in ARR for QuickMail this year. Can I show you how we could help Eugenia? Okay, Not bad, Eugenia. Let me take the first stab at this. Kudos on their data. They knew that you were a Swiss company, and they knew that you have prices in USD, yet the US is not your primary traffic source. People are listening, watching, wondering how. You can go to alexa.com/siteinfo/quickmail.io in order to steal this data. It will tell you for free where your traffic comes from, keywords, probably a lot of things that you'd think you would have to pay for or rob somebody to acquire. So they probably used Alexa and their API to just grab a bunch of these parameters, and then they had a manual step where they took a screenshot of your pricing page. But they probably went one more step and said, let's start with Stripe users that have traffic outside of a currency that they're posting on their pricing page. Do you think that's what happened?
I didn't actually, engage the conversation with her. It was very interesting. I don't really know how they got that I'm using Stripe, although it's probably not that difficult to figure out.
It's so easy.
Yeah. But the question that I have here regarding the screenshots is, well, first of all, this is wrong. Most of my traffic doesn't come from the Philippines. It just turns out that we do have a lot of VAs in the Philippines, and so therefore, the traffic actually comes from that.
So Alexa just was wrong. That's what that means.
Yeah,
Their
exactly.
Data source.
Exactly. But kudos to the the process. It's pretty good. Most traffic comes from that. I think there is a lot of. At the end, there is a claim that, I could be adding hundreds of thousands of dollars in ARR for QuickMail this year. I would have preferred to see a case study of another company who actually did it and effectively, increased their revenues. Because basically going with multiple currency adds a lot of difficulties, and it's not necessarily clear that it's going to benefit the software, the
6
software
minutes
side.
remaining. Do you think the screenshot was important or not?
Yes, because
why?
I read it. Otherwise, I wouldn't probably have and throw it to the trash bin. Because the screenshot was a screenshot of my pricing page.
So it's a form of personalization.
Exactly.
Okay.
Totally.
All right. I'm going to bash them on offering too many features here. they should have simplified this down by removing that last paragraph, which I think is well written, but throw that in a follow-up and just keep this really simple.
Good one.
And that way there's less thinking involved. 5 minutes, 30 seconds. CTA, can I show you how we could help? Can I show you how we could help? Not bad. But I would have probably tested, are you interested in going after more markets in other countries? Is that a priority? Something like that. Maybe you don't care about doing business in...
I don't. And the interesting thing is that the currencies they gave me are not really strong currencies. They basically tell me you should be cheaper for India and Brazil, which I don't care. But the point is that it could have been interesting. I love the idea of the follow-up. I think it's great. The other thing is they could have put as a CTA like, do you want me to send you, a case study of someone,
that'd be cool.
Similar to you who actually benefited from that, if you don't actually want to put it straight away. Shall we move?
Right. We shall. Next is not necessarily an outreach email. This was, and I'm going to go very quickly because we've got 4 minutes and 31 seconds. This was a re-engagement email. Hi, Jeremy. Wanted to circle back with you because you showed an interest in Monkey Learn for text analysis, but the timing may not have been ideal. I imagine finding insights into your customer or operational data is still an important project at quickmail.io, but let's be real. Continuing to try to do things manually is not time efficient or cost effective. Should we set aside some time to reconnect this week? We can review your text data, goals, and show how Monkey Learn can help. Talk soon, signature. I've got 2 notes here.
Yeah,
I'll kick off with the first one here. Wouldn't it be great is if when they first spoke with you, they're going to ask, okay, so how would you use Monkey Learn? You'd be like, oh, it'd be cool to analyze some cold email replies. Wouldn't it be cool if in their CRM, they just threw in interested in using because they want to analyze cold email replies? So then that becomes a merge tag for follow-up. So it would say, hi, Jeremy, wanted to circle back with you because you showed an interest in using Monkey Learn to potentially analyze cold email replies. Like throw in what you were curious about. And a salesperson could just keep that CRM updated, and then your follow-ups are almost too good to be true. What do you got, Jeremy?
Yeah, exactly the same. I would say that for me, this is lazy re-engagement because it's basically like, okay, what are our leads? When did we contact it a year ago? Let's just blast again. Definitely, this email doesn't actually know what I'm going to use it for, but I discussed it in great details the first time with them.
Keep better notes, right?
Yeah, exactly. So keep your notes. The other thing is that they could have engaged with, like, did you find a solution? Right? Because we could already have a solution by then. So, are you still interested in using, in evaluating text? Or is this a priority for you this year? Would have been quite nice to re-engage. Here, there's a lot of personal assumption that I don't necessarily like. I think this was overall lazy. But I think it was interesting to have a small re-engagement email to discuss.
And my last
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
My last suggestion here, I don't hate the CTA, but instead of saying we can review your goals and show how Monkey Learn can help, it would have been cooler if they said we can review your goals and even run a few sample reports for you so you can see if it's useful. Yes, that requires a little bit more work, but that's cool.
Exactly. Or actually told me why this year is better to reconsider them as well. They could be like, hey, this year we increase the speed of XYZ. Maybe in a follow-up would be nice, but they didn't.
2 minute warning. 2 minute warning. Let's do the last one. I'm going to read this quick. Jack, I wouldn't want to miss out on the opportunity, but of course, I would totally understand if you aren't interested. Should I take a hint? ? To make it super easy for you, just choose one of the following canned replies. 1, you're slow, take a hint. 2, I intend to respond, then forgot. 3, fine, call me now, here's my number. 4, sorry, can't help. 5, I abandoned this email account. 6, other. If you would prefer to use a different address, please mail me on the below address. So this was a follow-up message, best of the sequence that I handpicked here. Here's a couple of thoughts. If you haven't tried using the 1, 2, 3 approach, give it a test. You want to make sure that you include at least one option where it says something like those pop-ups you're used to seeing where it's like, no, I don't want a free report that helps me do better at work. Just make it very clear how you intended to help them in one of those options so you kill birds with one stone, right? Jeremy, you got anything?
Yeah, too many choices. that lost
many
me.
choices, I agree.
Too many choices, too many texts.
I agree.
It's just a spin-off of an email that we had initiated in 2017. So we're like talking like 4 years ago. That type of email is already in circulation. It used Alligator. There was different version with Hypothemus and stuff like that. It's not, it feels like reused already. There may be a better approach.
Yep. And the purpose of this email is to keep it really simple and cognitively light on your recipient. So don't throw 6 options, put 3, right? And don't put a subject line that is not quite anything to do with the email. It shouldn't say, is there someone else? Because the actual email is, which is your current situation, right? So keep that subject line matching to 1 second, we're out.
Time's gone. Any last minutes?
Hold on. You know what's funny? What's funny? The time expired, but then the StreamYard timer says we've only been going for 8 minutes and 59 seconds.
Oh, I got 11 minutes, but I don't think we're here to debug StreamYards. So Jack, for the listeners out there on the podcast, Jack's been quite nice because actually the text and the options were like, twice as long, basically. And so he even when reading it, we had to short it. It's like, please don't send like 3 pages article when your recipient is overwhelmed. So,
what's the saying? I'm sorry, I couldn't send you a shorter
message.
Emails. I would have written a shorter message, but I didn't have time.
So right.
Whoever said that was pretty accurate. But cut it down, keep it clear, and try out some images to personalize these messages. Those are my takeaways.
Well said. If you have some interesting, cool email that you received and you'd like us to do a quick teardown on them, just send us an email or forward your email, podcast@quickmail.io. We'll be more than happy to have a quick look at it.
Yep, we'll tear it down. And if you want some more from us, check out course.quickmail.io for everything we know about outreach and outbound lead generation. All right,
including
that's it.
A live email crafting for a campaign for QuickMail.
It'll make you a better cold emailer and lead generator. I'll tell you that.
There
okay, that's it for me, Jeremy. Thank you.
Thanks for the cast. Bye, Jack.
See ya.